Welcome to Outlander Media Network. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee at our home studios. I'm Kirby Lee Bailey and I'm with the band Majora.
Hello.
What up?
We're so happy to be here.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm glad to have y'all. Like I said, I was pretty impressed with you guys when I saw y'all play at the Cobra.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that means so much.
Was that one of y'all's first shows you ever had?
That was the second show we ever had. We are less than a year old, but we've all known each other for a while. And so that was our second show of the year, but I feel like we're picking up. We're starting to play a few more shows this year.
Where was the first show at?
We played at the end back in December.
Ed, who'd you play with?
It was Dead Before Impact. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was them and then a band from Belmont. I think they're from Belmont.
I want to say it was Belmont.
Yeah, I think you're right.
TSU?
No. Oh, you know what? You're right. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
One of those colleges.
Something around here.
One of
I
those
think Belmont, I think the racetrack.
It was they're called Blood Veil, and then was it just us three? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There wasn't a fourth one, but yeah. So it was Blood Veil and Dead Before Impact, and yeah, we had just formed the band, and my buddy Blake, who is the scream vocalist for Dead Before Impact, he just hit me up. He's like, "Didn't you just start a band?" And he was like, "I was like, yeah, we did." And he's like, "What's y'all's name?" And I was like, "I don't know yet." And he was like, "Well, do you want to play a show in December?" And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Just give me your name in like 2 weeks." And we were like, "We need a name." So
We went through a lot.
we went through a lot. And
Yeah,
but
that's
we
a whole side story.
Yeah.
I know,
Side
God.
quest.
we got a name and we got the show and we had a really great turnout and it was so much fun.
Who
Like
come up with a name?
I did.
Yeah, it was you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it from Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, one of my favorite games growing up. And I was like, Majora sounds sweet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we looked it up too and we were like, oh, there's constellation with that word in it.
Yeah.
And that's a cool name. We can like do something with this, but
So
we were
yeah.
more about the music, so
So y'all not from Nashville, so where'd y'all come from, like
start with you.
Central California near Fresno.
Fresno?
Yeah.
Flint, Michigan.
Flint?
Newport News, Virginia.
I'm just outside of Boston, Medway.
Boston,
So-
kid.
So
Boston.
how did y'all all get together with all 4 different locations like this?
Oh.
The stars aligned.
The stars.
Yeah.
I'll answer the beginning part, and then I'll let you guys go into how y'all met. But I met Chris and Devin when I think we had all just moved to Nashville like 5 years
Shortly
ago.
after,
Yeah, and we had gotten connected, and they were like, "Should we start a band?" And it was us three, and that was it. And I was like, "Yeah, that would be fun." And we wound up just hanging out and.
Yeah.
Just not really making music, but we would talk about it.
Yeah.
And then we were like, this isn't working. Like, maybe, not the right time. And then y'all can... Then we all just stayed friends, and then their project.
So how I met Devin is actually insane.
Yeah, no, it's pretty deranged.
I was living in Cleveland, Ohio at the time, and the pandemic had just hit, and I was like, oh my god, I need to get out of Cleveland, Ohio. And my buddy was going to Belmont. He was like, dude, you should just move to Nashville. I was like, okay, you know what? I love playing music. I'm going to see if anybody needs a guitarist down there. Maybe just plant the seed. And I meet his roommate who needed a guitarist for his metal band on Craigslist. I'm still living in Cleveland, and I message him. I'm like, hey, you need a guitarist? Cool, come on down. I drive all the way here to audition at his house with him in this band. And they're like, yep, you're in. I'm like, sweet. And they're like, hey, do you also want to move in? And I'm like, yeah, I do. So I met Devin through Craigslist. Yeah.
It's just a friend
It's
thing,
just,
right?
oh yeah, it's just a friend thing. It's just a friend thing. Yeah.
I said, where's this going now?
Yeah, right?
It was
Yeah,
a
it
perfect
just-
storm.
it
You needed
was
a roommate,
wild
and
how-
they're like, he seems cool, let's just ask him to move in. And I'm like, I don't have any better ideas.
Yeah. The one guy was moving out, so I moved in.
Yeah,
That's a
Cleveland.
Nashville thing, too. Yeah.
Right?
And I love Cleveland. One thing I love about Cleveland, Sandusky and Cedar Point.
That's right.
Oh, no, I love
Yeah.
Cedar Point. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So much fun. The only thing I like.
Not a roller coaster guy. They scare me.
Oh, yeah, like I say, you better have your roller coaster shoes on when you get to
Right.
Cedar Point. I found that out the hard way.
Oh,
I'm the guy that's like, I'll watch you guys.
When I got that drag strip race, I said, Lord have mercy, it'll take your breath away.
Yeah.
There's
for
that roller
real.
coaster called the Magnum, I think. Oh my god, that's the worst.
Yeah.
But everybody loves it. But I had
gotta go.
like
Would you like the
whiplash.
Maverick, the one that takes you inwards,
Oh, I
the
know what you're talking
95-degree
about.
drop? Yeah.
I'm ready.
He's about it. I think I like the one, I can't remember what it was called. It was the one that you're at a sit still and it takes off and goes this way and that way.
The wicked twister!
Yeah.
Oh! Yeah, no, thank you.
It takes off and take your breath away.
Yeah.
He's about to have a panic attack.
I am.
Thinking about it. He looks hard, but he's afraid.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
So y'all did a Poppy song the other night when you were playing.
We
Yeah.
Did anybody go to the Poppy concert? the other
Oh my
night?
god, I was supposed
we
to,
missed it.
and
We
I had like
planned
a
to.
work thing, but
Yeah.
and then that got canceled last minute. And I was like, I could have gotten Poppy.
Work is taking its toll on all of us.
I know it.
Yeah.
The day job is getting to us, but yeah, I
Yeah.
really wanted to go to that show. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
We were there. We went to it.
How was it?
I like the opening act better than I did Poppy.
Really?
Who was it?
Who was the other
Oh,
one?
they used to be Fever 333.
House
Oh!
The
Didn't they just
House
scare
of
you?
Protection.
House of Protection.
They changed.
Well, Fever 33 still exists, but House of Protection is a split off. The other two guys left Fever 33,
Okay,
and
yeah.
Fever 33 is
Which two guys from Fever 3?
the drummer and the guitarist.
Okay, yeah.
The lead vocalist is still
The drummer's incredible. I've been following him
Oh my God, he
for a while. And Fever 333, yeah.
they were just amazing the way they
Yeah.
performed
I
out there,
love
and
the
they are.
performance.
And they're just,
The animals.
have you ever seen a Fever 333 concert?
Yes.
Holy I've been
I've
to a
been
couple.
up in it, dude. They're crazy. Dude.
You gotta go to when they're at a festival.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
really
Be ready.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Be ready. He was hanging from the rafters upside down. Dude.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's like, here, grab on, hang on. Like, he was doing crazy stuff. It was-
Yeah, it's like I said, man, I hope y'all got some good insurance.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw them at Exit 111 and I
That's
saw them at
exactly
the Blue Ridge Rock
Yeah.
Festival and they're hanging off
like a jungle gym.
the top of
Yeah.
like I said, gee, if you lose a step, you gonna die.
Yeah. Like
No,
Eddie
seriously,
Vedder-
I'm gonna be a witness to this. I
Like
don't
a
need to
good
do
time.
paperwork.
I think like Eddie Vedder used to get crazy and do stuff like that. Or one of those guys, and like that's exactly what I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
if he falls, like
I mean, House of Protection put on. I liked them better than Poppy.
Wow.
We didn't cover the show because
Yeah.
basically Poppy has got a real strict on what you can and can't do. House of Protection was interested, but we couldn't do nothing because of Poppy.
Oh, gotcha. That's
yeah,
because you're
interesting.
restricted by
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
the main act says.
Yeah, they don't. She don't really like. I guess she's kind of scared of crowds a little bit or people, which I don't understand if you're an entertainment person. I don't know. I couldn't
She's
figure
probably
it
got some
out.
crazy stalkers behind
Well,
her.
yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Well, she had a huge YouTube career, and I think she also has this like persona built up, and so probably not to like break character. Maybe that's why I don't know.
I
But
can see that.
do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
she has like a whole
Yeah, those
character.
videos are wild.
Does she do
Oh,
meet
yeah.
and greet stuff?
I think she might have. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't. That's another thing with a lot of concerts. They got meet and greets.
Yeah.
Heck, I tell you what I don't understand is like, and I don't like doing this at any concert. Like, I don't know how y'all would feel about this, like arena shows. There are some people who got VIP that cost $600-$700, and you don't even meet the band.
Oh, that's stupid.
Oh, really?
I don't understand that at all.
I don't know.
That's not a VIP. VIP.
It says VIP,
Yeah,
but
literally.
you just got access. You get to go to the merch stand before everybody.
And sometimes you're sitting farther away than everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
VIP.
Oh.
You should be like able to
Yeah.
go backstage.
you should be able to get a picture with them at least.
Yeah.
You know,
I-
for $600-$700, and that's
Right.
per person. That ain't
That's
one
crazy.
person.
Yeah.
That is per person. And you know, like Metallica has that. Like they got this big VIP thing, and it's over $1,000, and you don't even meet the band, but you get a good view. Is what it says on the thing.
Their ticket prices
Just
for their
paying
show
for the
here
view,
coming
yeah.
up is ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, you know, I don't,
They're
it might be a
close to
Ticketmaster
that.
thing. I don't know, but like, because me and my boyfriend were looking at going, and it's so expensive. I
For
was like,
Ticketmaster.
yeah, to go see Metallica, it was like $300 for nosebleeds. I was like, I don't need to pay $300 for
Cheaper than Taylor.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
That's true.
That's true.
But-
My cousin went and saw Taylor Swift and paid $800 a ticket. There were 4 of them,
Yeah.
and they were up front. They were
God.
I
up
heard my
top.
wallet shriek.
Yeah, I read
Yeah,
that
that was a-
article. Yeah, they did $1,500 per person. Basically, the average out is what you'll spend to
Oh,
go
I-
see Taylor Swift.
yeah.
There's merch
Oh, Lord.
and parking and food.
Well, they say when I was talking to them, she has to have a separate merch day the day before because there's
Sells
so
out,
many
sells
people
so
for
much.
merch
It's
there.
amazing.
I mean, can you imagine?
I mean, she's doing good.
Oh, you can't complain. I love the marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the only one out there can sell that has platinum selling CDs from how many millions she sells. It's amazing. I've never.
Target
But, you
Brent Gills and all that.
Well, the thing
Oh my
is,
God, yeah.
there's always a song that everyone likes, and people started bitching about the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Super Bowl. The first time that she was at the Super Bowl was the highest rated Super Bowl of all time.
They want to be mad.
You can't fucking argue that.
It's a win across the board.
Literally.
You can't argue
Why do
that.
they keep showing her? Because we're making money. That's what
Smart business.
You would too.
I mean, I'll be like, can she be up here commentating?
Yeah.
For real.
I would actually watch
They need to go Skype.
Hey, let's not call the football game.
Literally.
I'm up here and call this game for it.
Right.
People say, it's bullshit, but I don't know. Everybody has a Taylor Swift song. They don't want to sit there and admit it, but there's always a song that everybody likes from Taylor Swift, whether they want to admit it or not. I mean, even I got one, and I was like, well, she swears up and down she don't like Taylor Swift, but I've never, ever.
He said, well, listen. It's so funny.
I never ever want to hear her. So.
That's so funny.
Oh, well.
Alright, we got basement. That's May 18th, ain't it?
Yeah, May 18th 's the big kahuna for this year at
The
least.
basement.
Hopefully there's more, but we're playing with Uncured and Morning Eve as co-headliners. It's going to be us and then Robin X, and they just added Hollow's Eve.
Halloween.
Halloween, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I got Morning Eve and Halloween mixed up. I'm running on
hybrid
fumes.
How could you?
How could I? Yeah, they just added them, and they're really awesome.
Have y'all ever seen Uncured perform?
I have not, but I've seen
I've
their
seen
TikToks.
their-
They're
There's a video.
They are. Let me put it this way: when we were still fairly new in the podcasting. We went to a show to go see Tala. I don't know if y'all know who Tala is. Real good live.
Yeah.
And Uncured opened for them. And in Knoxville, Tennessee, at this place called, where was I? I was at the
Open Chord.
Open Chord. That's where it was. The
Oh,
Open
yeah.
Chord in Knoxville. And they performed out there, and I was like, man, these guys are pretty fucking awesome live. So I went over and asked them. I said, hey, y'all want to do an interview? We might could do a Zoom with you, but we can't really do one, and I'm kind of tired. I said, oh, okay. And I was talking with Rex, and Rex and Zach Cox. They're the brothers on the band. And I said, Rex, you look familiar. Were you at Planet Fitness today? He said, I saw you in the gym. He said, yeah. He was talking about, he saw me walking to the gym. He's
so funny.
I was like, oh. So we were going to do a Zoom with them, but I changed my mind because I like the band so much. We went to the salvage station in South Carolina.
Asheville, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Asheville, North
Yeah.
Carolina. Drove up there to go interview them.
Oh my gosh, that
It was about 5 days later.
Yeah.
And we ended up interviewing the headliner at that show, which was Filter.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
But like I said, you better have your A game if you're opening in front of Uncured.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we've been prepping. We're like definitely elevating.
I
We've
mean,
literally been working, and we rehearse like every week. Like
They are so amazing live.
I'm so excited.
I've had them on the show. I've liked them so much. I've had them on the show twice.
Yeah, they're so good, and I really like their whole like brand and their vibe, and I think the whole lineup for the night is gonna be so fun. Like it's just a really great group of bands playing that night.
Yeah, we would be there if we didn't already go to a concert.
No,
I will be in Atlanta that night. I would be there because don't worry, Rex. We'll be at the show in
Don't
Memphis
worry.
at the Growlers.
So
They'll be playing with Attack on, I think it's May 22nd.
Yeah, they've got a tour going on too, so they're playing.
Yeah, they're touring with Attack.
Yeah,
And they get their what they're doing.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
And they're doing some little headline shows here and there, which I'm glad they're going to come to the basement. I wish I could go. I mean, if I didn't already have my tickets at another show, I'll be at the Roxy in Atlanta for Empire of the Sun, which is a synth band, believe it or not.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
I'm getting my gay side on.
He said we're expanding.
We'll do any show we could go to. That's how we roll it. We think music's for everyone.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
And like I said, we were talking about it last year. We did 52 concerts last year.
that's awesome.
That's crazy.
That is so fun. Like there's just something about a concert. I don't know. You just feel something, and especially if you know, like I don't know. Sometimes I see bands and I'm like, they just seem like good people, and you just kind of feel that And that energy.
The energy matters. Sometimes.
Yeah, that energy too, and I feel like that's what we really want to bring. Like, we want to bring that energy. We want people to see us, like, really go, because we all get along. We're all, like, we talk every day. We're obsessed with each other. But, like, we all love music so much, and we're so passionate about this project that we just, like, we want people to feel that and to see that so bad. And so, I don't know, it's just, that's what I think about that.
So what's y'all's day jobs?
Oh man.
Oh man.
The man of many hats over here.
This man's a whole brand.
Explain your day job.
Yeah.
I don't even think I
I
get
like
it.
how they explain like your day job in the worst way, you know. But,
So
to
funny.
put it simply, I'm an educator. You know, I'm learning from life and teaching what I learned, you know, to the youngsters. So
Oh, you teach school?
yeah, I work at an after-school program, and I also teach my instrument at Roots Academy. So it's in Franklin, Tennessee. There's my
Good
part
part
there.
there,
If you need a good instructor or mentor, go to Roots Academy. We teach all instruments there.
He rips.
And we
He's
have
so good.
woodwind and brass teachers now too, you know, orchestral, percussion. I teach drums there, of course, and so that's my thing. I've been really digging into that lately and working on a pedagogy course, so really digging into, I want music to be my life, you know, so I want to inspire my students by showing them, go for it, work hard. Like she said, we're really going to work on this next show, showcasing how much passion we really have for music and the fans of music. And it's like you're a vessel, and you have the ability through rhythm or through your instrument or your voice to affect people and give them that energy. And I feel like the people that pay for a ticket and show up, I don't care how much it is or who they are, like they deserve that energy. And it's like you've been given a gift, you work on it, you cultivate it, and you maximize it. And that's really what this band is about. I feel like Majora for us is a bunch of compilation of failures in other ways and successes brought together from those failures, if that makes sense. And they can chime in as well if they agree with that or not. But for me, I failed in a lot of bands, but that doesn't mean you can't succeed. So that's why I feel like this band has a chance to succeed and be a healthy band and be a vessel that carries that energy of rock music and soul and fire and like, you know, let's fucking bring the house down type energy that those big bands really bring us, that we don't care if we pay for the VIP, because if we do get to meet the person that's truly about it, I want to be one of those people.
Right.
I want to be one of those people that's on the stage, that what you see is what you get, and whether it's perfect, whether it's great, whether every note was on point or not, that's gonna be done because we put that work in behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So that way when we get to the stage, what we're representing is our truest self.
Yeah.
And it's not a show, it is a show, we put it on a show when we perform, but we perform as our highest self. And that's kind of what, you know, I like these memes on Instagram. It's like, what do you do? What's your job? It's like raising the vibration of humanity. And it sounds, it sounds silly.
Whoa!
It
Who's saying
sounds
that?
silly, but like your t-shirt, for example, I was tripping out on it. I like it. It's like, you know, in the simplest ways, your t-shirt can make somebody happy. It's got smiley faces on it. I don't know. That's just where I'm at. I work with kids too, so keep that youthful spirit and let's fucking go.
Yes!
May 18th, I'm stoked really to.
May 18th.
I'm just trying to fucking play Basement East, you know, and you can keep the F-bombs in there so they know it's real. Like,
Oh, man.
We've been trying to tackle this beast.
for like a while, you know.
We didn't think it would. I mean,
It-
now
it's-
we're like, now anything's
like-
possible.
Yeah, it happens so fast for us. And
I respect the venue and the stage.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
venue.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
You know.
I haven't had an interview in a while. The last interview I did,
Oh, wow, we
Cold.
just had one.
we just had one, Cold.
Oh, really?
Wow, we just had
Yeah, we
one.
just had him not too long ago on the show.
Yeah.
Cold with Grower and University Drive.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Cold was a big 90s band.
That's
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like all that 90s rock, 2000s rock.
We also had, let's see, who else we did? We did Jeff Tate's band. He was the lead singer of Queensryche at one point.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, so we had his
yeah.
band on the show at the basement.
Classic.
I can't remember what else we done. Oh, we did a void at the basement.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what we done there. We've been to the basement quite a few because somebody said, you know where the green room is? Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, my favorite one was Little Stranger. I did them at the basement. They were a real cool little kind of rap, alternative, hip hop.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, they were a last second show that I went at the last second. I didn't know I was going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even know we were going until
Yeah.
the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were awesome too. You know, they played with bands like the Cottonmouth Kings, Pepper,
Oh, yeah.
little hip hop reggae type bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Pepper. That's one of my favorite bands.
I've seen them only one time.
Yeah.
I saw them years ago.
Kings too.
That's my picture right there. That's D-Lo, José, and Chucky Chuck right there. The current incantation of the Cottonmouth Kings. I got a picture there with everybody's signature on it from the Cottonmouth Kings that's in my other room. Oh, I love them guys. They're my all-time favorite band of all time. When they came on the show, that was a dream come true right
my
there.
gosh. I thought that was amazing. Yeah, I feel like so many cool, like, every band I've seen there is so, like, unique, and so the fact that we get to play, it's like, again, because we are literally, like, not even a year old yet. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know. I should,
You know we were watching?
No, I just think it's funny for the band to be like, no, but like we literally just sat down in July, like all of us together. Like they were in a project that they had left, and they reconnected. They disbanded, and but they were like, we really like playing with each other. We do singer. They called me one day, and they were like, hey, you want to start a band again? I was like, why not? I got nothing.
So y'all on a 4-piece before she came on, or 5?
Yeah, we were
No.
in a band. It just didn't work out, so then we still really like playing with each other, so.
Yeah.
They kind of wanted to lean in a harder direction too. And they were like, who do we know that also is really into like heavy music? And so they called me. And I've been working in music for a little bit, so I've grown a little bit as a person. So we were like, we could actually like really do this. And so
And you were doing your own music too.
yeah, I was doing my own solo stuff is very singer-songwriter, not at all hardcore, like very piano, guitar, bass, like.
Well, y'all's music kind of has like that. I was kind of thinking more like Evanescence feel.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
like.
Well, I guess that one did,
No,
doesn't it?
I love her so much. Like, and it's funny because
That one did, doesn't it?
my dad only listens to like Barry Manilow and like
Oh,
No,
remember, I
very-
might be the same age as your dad.
No, I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on it at all. I
There's
love
nothing
it.
wrong with Mandy.
No, but
It's Barry.
my dad doesn't listen to like hard music at all. So he texted me the other day and he's like, my coworker said you remind him of this band, and he sends me "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence, and I'm like, how do I? So I grew up like I wasn't allowed to listen to like music that wasn't Christian, and I would sneak it. Like I convinced my parents 3 Days Grace was a Christian band, and I'd listen. I was like, Grace is his name, and then I would listen to like music, when they weren't around that I wasn't allowed to listen to, and I'd be in the bathroom like screaming "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence, and he's like, have you heard this song? And I'm like, yes. I have heard that song. And I was like,
My dad was very Christian and all that good stuff. But I remember I was 5 years old and I bought that album right there. And it was Kiss Destroy.
yes!
That was my very first. It had just been released. Oh, I'm giving away my age a little bit. I was 5 years old.
I love that.
And I've been in rock. I listen to a little bit of everything.
Well, I'm the
That's
same
how
way
you-
too. I grew up in church and stuff like that too, but one of the first times that I was like, I like this was AC/DC.
Yes!
Because
You can't go wrong
My
with
dad
that.
grew up a classic rocker, going to all those concerts, so that was like where I got introduced to rock. And I'm like, I love this sound. This is the best sound.
No, that's exactly how I was too, because I was
It's the
like,
best sound ever.
I heard 3 Days Grace, and I was like, who is this? And then I heard Paramore, and I was like, who is this? And then I just snuck listen to music all the time, and it was all rock, like Breaking Benjamin, like
Yeah.
that whole, and all of it. It was
Well, like we always joke about AC/DC. You ever heard AC/DC? One long album.
Yeah.
It's some of the
That's all
best
I
concerts you'll ever see.
Oh yeah, I saw
can't.
them
I'm not
when I
gonna
was
go.
16. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
I was. Let's see, how old was I when I saw? I think I was 19 when I first saw
Yeah,
him.
it was so cool.
It was on the Blow Up Your Video tour.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm giving up my age again.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
saw Black Ice tour. So 16.
But I mean, I'll sit there and tell you, my very first concert was, I saw Rat.
Oh, I love Rat.
They were the headliner, and this little small band from Jersey was opening for them at Knoxville Coliseum. A little band called Bon Jovi. They hadn't made it yet. They were on the 7,800 degrees. They were sporting 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. We didn't realize that I was watching the next big thing over in front of Rat. That's why I try not to dismiss any of newer bands, because you never know. You might be sitting there watching the next big thing. You don't know.
Oh, it's gotta be us. It's like, we say that so we're like, please! Ram is like really awesome about that, because he's like, guys, we will. He speaks it, and we're us three, we're like, I don't know.
Aren't y'all working on an album right now? Or?
We're gonna get in the studio, I think sometime in May. We're just locking in some dates.
Right now to get in there and do some drums right now.
We're gonna start cooking up some music, and we really want to do like an EP, like maybe 7-song EP by end of this year, early next year. We just have to map it out, but we're definitely like, we want that to be done, and then I would really like to look at like starting to book some small tours for us, because we've got some roots. As you can see, we're all from different parts of the country, so I'm already doing research. I'm like,
Literally,
Already put it out there, man.
So the goal is EP's next. Well, the basement's next. The basement east. We got the Beast, and then working on that EP, really cook it, and then we really want to start playing out more next year. So going to outside cities, doing little tours.
I mean, try, you don't never know till you put yourself out there. Some bands, they just don't want to. They don't want the grind of the tour. And it's hard, and I get that part, because you better like each other, because you're going to get to know each other real well.
I mean, we talk every day. I just said, we had rehearsal last night, and I was like, guys, we speak every single day, and they're like, I know.
She's great as a lead singer, though, because she really like ties everything together, and also bringing that female energy aspect of like organization and kind of like keeping things on track.
Really?
It's like really organized. She doesn't even know her strengths. It's true though. It's like a natural thing. Like she came up with this whole little, you're this, and she came up with these titles.
I did. Like we all like, again, like we do like each other. That's one. That's really good. But we all play such an important role. Like without one of us, we would like not work. Like I called Ram the motivator, because he's the drums, and that motivates a song, and he also is like our biggest motivator. Like he's our life coach at this point. Like he really is. Like I think Chris and Devin are always worried.
I've never been worried in my life.
No, we're us three are always like, what about this? And Chris is just, he just brings us back, and then I call him the creator, because he's always like, okay, when are we writing again? And he's also always creating social media content. Like, he's always thinking about, like, what's next. And also, I feel like the guitar gives that song that creative, like, it really brings it to life. Devin's the anchor. You literally said it earlier. The bassist carries the band. Devin keeps our heads on our bodies, because sometimes we're just in the sky and we're like, what about this? And he's like, we gotta focus on literally tomorrow.
Literally yesterday in our rehearsal and we had the output plugged in, and it needed to be in the input.
Yeah. Devin's like, are we even paying attention?
Yeah.
But then I'm the mediator.
We were here like for about 10 minutes trying to figure it out.
Literally.
Until we just went
The circle goes in the square hole.
The circle goes in the square hole.
No, literally.
Yeah.
But he like really grounds us, and he like keeps us on track. I don't know, I feel like he brings us back on the road, and then I'm the mediator. I'm texting everybody all the time. I'm talking to you guys, like getting this set up, and I'm just talking to people I know and getting things set up, and I'm also the one talking to everybody, and I'm also the most talkative, if you can't tell.
Yeah, most women will talk your head off.
We
need it. Except her, she's very quiet.
I wish I was like that. I want to be mysterious. Like, you ever try to like, you ever go, I don't know, maybe I just do this. Sometimes I go somewhere, I'm like, I'm not going to say anything today and let people talk to me. Doesn't work. Someone like sits next to me, and I'm like, hey, how are you?
Well, they'll have to have her anchor. Like, she's my anchor. She kind of grounds me like airport fog, but
Oh.
And we call it the silent hour because we'd all be staring over here at each other.
I mean, he's not lying.
If you were talking to me, it would never be silent.
But she does, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
you guys here. She does all my booking. She
I
takes
know.
care of all that stuff that I don't want to fool with because my day job keeps me very occupied.
Oh yeah, that's a really hard job.
Oh, I have long-term care. I'm a nurse during the day. I take care of old people.
Yeah.
I have 29 patients I look after every time I go in there. It's called the Mad Dash.
Yeah, no, that's a lot. But it's like you're a team, and that's like you guys coincide with each other. You each play a role, and like literally we all are like gears in a whatever gears are in, like an engine. I don't know anything. But like we literally need each other, and we just really like. I don't know, something clicked like in October or something. We all just locked in, and we were just doing things. We were writing music. Me and him got together, wrote the lyrics. They write all the tracks. Like we literally just.
We came up with a formula too for recording.
Yeah, like
I personally was looking for a long time.
Yeah.
Like certain kind of like he'll write the original parts or whatever, and then she might have lyrics, she might not.
Yeah, we
We'll
usually
have-
will do
we'll
lyrics
have the drum
together.
part written,
Yeah.
but I'll have him send it to me without drums as well, so that way I can just interpret it what he's playing. And
He's
then
also
that's-
written like half of our tracks
Yeah.
too. Like I wouldn't know what to write about if these guys literally name the tracks a really cool name, and then they'll send me an instrumental, and like it's always a really neat name, and then I try to change it, and they're like, that's bad. But it literally like they'll create a title and it inspires a song, and me and Chris will get together and just sit on Rhyme Zone for 3 hours, and like we're the most unserious songwriters, but then you hear our songs and they're like, oh my god, that's devastating. But like if you actually sat in on a session with us, we're like, what if we rhymed it with this? Like we're just like goofing around, and then we finish and we're like, gosh, that hurts. Like that's really heavy.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because like I think like behind the scenes, like we are like just really chill.
Yeah.
And like just it's really relaxed. But then when it's it's time to go, okay, it's time to go. You know.
Yeah.
It's the same with us. We do the same thing with us interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have no idea what I'm going to say to y'all when I first interview you.
I love it.
I just
love it.
I didn't hear that.
You're a professional.
Yeah, you just.
Well, no, the first few times, I tell you how I learned how to do it was when I interviewed Johnny Three Tears from Hollywood. I did. And the majority of the conversation was threesomes. And I was like, I need to quit asking these questions. It just go this way. I'm not going to ask if y'all would have threesomes or anything, but we were not talking about anything but,
You're like, wait, the whole interview is about it. That's what I would do too. I'd be like talking about
That was kind of cool. Yeah. I mean, I had classes. I had where we were doing self-defense at some interviews. And I'm like, well, we're just whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fun though, because it's like just a conversation. You're just hanging out.
Because like I said, I'm really disappointed I can't go to the show because, like I said, I already had a concert scheduled. I would love to go.
Yeah.
What if they brought the show to us?
Y'all want to go to Memphis?
I'm just gonna FaceTime you on stage. Shoot. We'll go to Memphis.
You got a little bit of a distance before the Memphis show. It's at the Growlers. I don't know. I want to say the 22nd or 23rd. That's what we'll be for Uncured. Because I'm a fan of Uncured. I'm not going to lie.
They have such cool, like, I'm so excited.
What did you see them before?
That song they do with sales is sweet.
Oh,
The thing
yeah.
they do is they do more with less. Like I've seen bands, like when we had our top 5 bands of the end of the year show last year, when we picked was the top. One of the bands we picked was at a small venue because it was just, they were so amazing. It was a band called Blind Channel from Finland. Oh my God, you will see somebody blows you away. I mean, there's certain shows out there that you always get amazed what they can do with less. Because like the arena shows, you better read your fucking name.
Oh, yeah.
They're charging this, that.
No, like, yeah, if you have all of that opportunity, you gotta put,
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that's why I play a basic kit. It's because it's like less is more. Like, what can I do on this? What can I maximize with this? That's why I'm excited about this show. It's been a lot of part learning up to this point.
Yeah.
And now that kind of groundwork is like sort of out of the way, we can get into more of this. Which is, I feel like this interview is like perfect timing.
Like
Oh,
the thing about the
exactly.
basement, and
Like where we're trying to go.
it's hard to maneuver in. And it happens at these smaller venues like the basement, the end, the Cobra, is that you have 3 different drum sets sitting on the stage, so you go, okay, I gotta work around this.
Yeah, literally.
Like I was
That was a
telling
big part of it, is just getting the stuff on.
Yeah, I know.
it's like,
Less more.
you gotta kind of maneuver.
It's already a lot.
Loaded. And
I watched one of our artists before, but the Cobra one time, and there was so much stuff up there, they were all the way pushed to the front of the stage. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
you're like, how can they sit? Yeah.
Right.
No room.
You can't even move on
I
stage.
know, there's
It's
not
like
a ton of
a
room
floor.
out there
One
anyway.
little square.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have more stage space at this next show.
I'm like, if I step 1 foot to the right of the Cobra, I'm gonna knock out my whole entire rig. And
I'm about to fall over the floor monitor.
Well, they got a smarter Cobra where they started using that backstage in the back.
Yeah.
Instead of having it all up on the when I first went there the first time,
Yeah.
oh, they had all everybody's gear on the stage. I was like, holy shit. When the first time I got up there, they were like on the edge, like,
Everybody was like, can you even
how do you perform on this stage?
Dude, I played a festival show one time where the setup was like fucking 8 drum kits. Just like, and it was just like, alright, you go. It was like a songwriter album with bands.
Oh, man.
I'm serious.
I believe you.
It was real jumpsuit after I had a show.
Of course it was. Of course it was. It was like
It was
festivals.
like 8 bands.
It was outside of the festival. It was outside the concert. And here's the thing on festivals that you got to be aware of. If the weather turns on you, and
Yeah.
your gear's up there, like, oh, fuck.
So you gotta strike 10 kids down.
And the thing is they're called weather halt.
Yeah.
You're up. Your time is disappearing while you stay there waiting for the weather to straighten out. I've seen it. I think it was Saliva told me one time. It was at a Blue Ridge Festival, and they said they were so excited to play,
Yeah.
and the weather kind of shitty out there, and they said it was our time to go, and then we were like, we were hoping we were going to play part of it. We didn't play any of it. And then it was lightning and everything, and we're all underneath trees. And they're like, we can't play this stuff, you know, because your time is slotted on a festival. If weather works against you, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Your time is your time.
You know, I've seen it happen at a lot of festivals. So.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, well.
Nature. Well, we already know about that. We have nature prohibit us from trying to,
Oh yeah.
Oh my
The Saturday Night House.
Oh my god, yeah, so we were gonna do this really cool.
Yeah, you told me you had an acoustic.
Have you heard of Nash Sessions? They like are based downtown, off Printers Alley, but like they had reached out to me back when I was doing solo stuff. And, you know, it was during tornado week. I don't know if you guys remember that. Waking up with 8 warnings, like in the middle of the night. But, you know, we had booked a session, and like back in February, just me and Chris were going to do acoustic. And I had to cancel because I had a work thing because, you know, I had a lot going on at work. And then so we rescheduled it for a weekend, and we were like, "Ooh, let's all do it." And so we have this really awesome, like, stripped-down version of 3 of our songs, and they rock. And I literally did my makeup, I did my hair, I got dressed, we all were ready to roll. And my boyfriend's like, "I think there's gonna be a big storm later." And then they're like, "Tornado warning." And then the guy texts me, he's like, "Yeah, sirens are going off." Like, and so we missed the session again. But we have a really cool acoustic set that we want to share with the world. We're going to record, I think, Trauma Bond, which is the last song we played, and it's our single that's out. Yeah, it's on all DSPs. We just released it like in March. It's doing okay for our first song, and we didn't do a lot of playlist pitching, but yeah, we have a stripped down version of that, and we want to add that to the EP at some point. So
You know, you're talking about the tornado thing. Funny thing, we were at Minecraft, the movie, in Green Hills. Not Green Hills, Indian Lake.
Oh my god!
And we were halfway through it, and the power went off at the movie theater. I still don't know how that movie ended. I was halfway through it, and then the worst part was we were leaving. There was no electricity in the area, so there was no red lights on. People. National drivers suck, right?
Oh, yeah.
They don't have red lights. They really suck.
Oh my god! There's potholes everywhere. The drivers suck.
The road rage was already awful when I moved here. I just think it really just set me over the edge. Oh man.
It's so
I
bad.
do good in Nashville. The only area I get road rage real bad 24. Oh, yeah. Oh, I hate 24.
So bad.
Going towards Bell Road. Go that way, go towards south.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that road.
So bad.
We went to Atlanta the other day. It was on a Friday, and I said, we'll leave at 1. We should be good. I damn, I still fighting 24. This was worse than Atlanta.
Yeah.
I never thought that I'd be sitting there going, Nashville is worse than Atlanta, but my God,
I
it
think so
is.
many people are moving here because we're like country LA now. You know, people from LA, they're like, this place is pricey, and they're coming here. And now Nashville's pricey, and I'm like, get high.
We're getting more Nashville like we used to.
I'm like, I lived in a house with like 5 people when I moved here, and like paid $400 in rent. I was like, this is fine. And now I'm like, oh my God, $1,500.
My daughter bought a house 3 years ago, and her house payment is $2,300 a month. I'm like, it's the same size as this house.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
It's all changed here in Nashville. The last, oh my God, it's amazing how expensive everything got.
It's like literally, it's becoming mini LA, but that's why we need to get big, not because we love music, we need money. So investors.
We're right now in a tent over by Cumberland River. I got the mission. She's rolling in the tortilla so many nights.
My go-to meal was like a can of black beans and like chips, and I was like, this is good. It's like my nutrients for the day. I did that for so long.
Guys, we're going to wrap this up, and we appreciate y'all taking time to come out here.
Thank you so much.
Catch Majora at the Basement East on
Basement East.
May 18th.
May 18th with Uncured Morning Eve, X, and Halloween. And us.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
We out.